Randy and Kathy Boyd, thank you guys so much for being here at the Gender Matters conference.
Thank you for having us.
The only couple presenting.
A little overwhelming, but it was good.
Well, we appreciate it, and we really appreciate you taking part in this as well, especially in such a male-dominated scene out there. So the first question I have, Kathy, really is for you. Hearing the story, and we'll get to that in a second, just remarkable. How does a man's journey to recovery, how does that affect a marriage, and how does that affect you as a wife in a marriage?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's been a very tough journey. I go on a roller coaster, just like he goes on a roller coaster. You know, when everything's going good, everything's going good. When everything's going down, it's here we go again. And that can be exhausting at times. But as I take care of myself, I can kind of step back and allow whatever it is that he's going through to pass, because I know it will pass. For many years, I thought I had to get in the middle of it. And I did that, and I didn't do a very good job of it. And I think that was did more harm in our relationship, in our marriage, than it did good. So today I'm able to sit back and think, okay, here we go again, but we're going to get through it.
How do you see your marriage and your relationship? How has it evolved in the last 9 years?
The last 9 years has been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of pain, but there's been a lot of work, but there's also been a lot of joy, a lot of changes. The relationship has grown intimately, emotionally, spiritually, physically. All of those things have changed as the healing has gone along.
Oh, that's beautiful. I think there's some real inspiration in there for people to address it.
Yes.
So, Randy, well, you guys both really shared from the heart, but man, were you incredibly honest and frank with us, and I thank you for that. I know how tough it can be to get up and say stuff. First and foremost, do you have any messages out there that you'd like to communicate to the man who's suffering, who was abused, who has not yet let that out of the shadows? Because it took you a long time to pop the cork on that.
Yeah. Find somebody as early as you can to start talking about it. Don't hold off. Don't wait a year. I've seen too many men wait, and relapse because they hold on to that secret. So to me, the key thing is find somebody you can trust and start talking. And you do it slowly. You don't do it all at once. You let a little bit out at a time until you can build that trust with that person. I'm different. I didn't care. I built it all out. I mean, if you're that brave and you got that much courage, then spit it out. Especially if you have a good therapist. If you have a good therapist or counselor, just tell them everything. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. It's crucial to get rid of the secret.
Well, that old adage inside of the 12-step community that we're only as sick as our secrets. You still agree with that after you've let the secrets out?
Yeah, I do agree, because while I still struggle, I don't crave alcohol or drugs, and I haven't for almost 8 years now. That craving is gone. I just struggle with my personal self. I have seen, I had one sponsee hang us up. I had another kid take 50 Seroquel on the phone with me. And the last thing he said to me is, Randy, why do people do this to us? So the secret's got to come out, and if you don't, I'm not going to say you will relapse, but chances are really high you're going to relapse, and you're never going to get better.
There you go.
You're never going to get better. I think that would be the bottom line. You might not ever drink, but you're never going to get better.
There you go. It's a lot of motivation, isn't it? You said something when you were talking, Randy, that you learned to believe that you were lovable. Give us the Cliff's Notes on that. I mean, because it's a short statement, but to digest that and to hear that and how'd you learn to believe that you were lovable?
Surrounding myself with healthy men. And my wife, she's been wonderful, but my coda sponsor, Roy, before he was my coda sponsor, the first day I ever met him, I didn't know who he was. He put his hand on my shoulder and says, Randy, I love you, and you're enough. And every time he saw me, he did that. And I didn't get it for a long time. I finally got it. So I just surrounded myself and started believing. And then as I started evolving and I saw the men telling me that, no matter what I did, they kept loving me. Like, oh, I guess I am lovable. Right? They're telling me the truth. So it's real important. It was real important for me that I surrounded myself with healthy men that would tell the truth themselves, that weren't hiding behind lies. I think that's key.
It's great advice. Last thing, both of you, Kathy, start. I'll let you close it out. Then Randy. We know that the cycle of abuse is just a reality. The perpetrated become the perpetrator.
Right.
You two have arrested this cycle of abuse. Talk to the folks out there who have experienced abuse and now have an opportunity to arrest that cycle. How do you stop it, and what happens when you do?
I think I remember early on in our relationship, in our marriage, Randy said, I'm going to break the chain. And that is what he did. He broke that chain. And never once in our entire marriage did I ever feel threatened or worried that he was going to hurt our kids. I never once did, because I really believed with the passion he had when he said that was what was going to happen. And I know it's difficult because it can cross your mind, but I honestly felt that he had the strength, the courage, and the power, that he meant that. And that was important for me to hear. And we told our kids at a very young age when they could understand what abuse was. And so they've grown up with it too. And I think that was important because we were honest with them about it. So there was not any secret amongst our kids either.
That's great advice. Randy?
What she said was, I remember that, I know why God let me live when I was 15 and died on the ground, that motorcycle accident. So I could stop the chain of abuse in my family. What was 20-some years later that it all took place. But here's what I have to say. We all have a choice. It's a choice. As adults, it's a choice. As a kid, it wasn't a choice. As an adult, we have a choice. Make the right choice. Choose to get healthy. It hurts. It's painful. I'm not going to lie. It's not an easy journey. It's the hardest journey I've ever been on. But somebody's got to break it. And we just do it one guy at a time. If I can just plant one seed everywhere I talk, then I've done my job. And I know I've done that.
I'm guessing it might hurt a little bit less than not doing anything.
It hurts a little bit less, yeah. That's a good point, because I was talking to a guy last night that's stuck in the pain, and that hurts, and then doesn't want to do the work. I says, look, you got two choices. You can hurt and stay stuck where you're at, or you can do the work I'm trying to get you to do, and it's going to hurt, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. And right now, there's no light at the end of the tunnel for you.
It's been a pleasure having you two here, and the message was relevant, timely, and very unique to this event. Thanks for being so open, and thanks for letting us into your lives, because I think a lot of people can benefit from hearing what you two have been gracious and open enough to share with us. So thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
Thanks for having us.